So welcome to the Employeneurship model session with Antonio Abadessa, CEO and Chairman at TMC Italy. Antonio will take your questions after his presentation, but feel free to type your questions in the chat room. And kindly stay on mute during the session, except of course for the concluding part. So Antonio Abadessa is the CEO and Chairman of TMC, the member company. The company calls their members employers, both employees and entrepreneurs. In their 2 decades of existence, the high-tech consultancy developed a business model based on 5 pillars that offer employers the tools to develop themselves professionally and personally. Antonio is an engineer who is really fun to work with. His energy is contagious. He lives by the principle, rules need to be broken from the inside. Let's take a step into the future with him and learn how TMC disrupts the tech and R&D market with its unique employeneurship model. With great pleasure, I hand over the microphone to Antonio.
Okay, thank you, Annette, for this introduction. Thank you for everybody to be here with us. Sorry for my English, because it's in Italian English. I will try to bring my best to be more international and less Italian, but okay. I will present today an organization model that is alive since 20 years. So it's 20 years that we are organizing by project in principle, and are 20 years that we are improving, experimenting such kind of organization, where we aim to say that it's more based on value share than rules. But let's go on with our presentation. I will put you a question that will permit you to write something in Mentimeter. According to you, which are the value, the condition that the top talents of today would like to find in their working place? We stay for a couple of minutes, I suppose, Annette?
That's right. So in the chat, I put in the link. So you go to menti.com, putting the voting code 4600715, or you directly click on the link in the chat. And we wanted to allow 2 minutes, max of 2 minutes for that, Antonio, if I remember correctly. So, if you wouldn't mind going online and answer that questions. What are the preference of today's top talents, or the needs of millennials in the workplace, if you will. There are questions regarding Menti. Please let Dora and myself know. Happy to help you out in the background here.
You tell me when I can go, Annette.
They can. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. In principle, you can also answer in the meanwhile the presentation.
Yeah.
But stay some second, still waiting.
Absolutely, a couple of answers coming in already here. All right, so 10 more seconds, and then we'll present the results of that quick survey. So Antonio, if you wouldn't mind, stop sharing, and then I'll share I'll share the Menti results.
Yeah. I will try to remember all the results.
So cool.
Now you should be able to
I should, absolutely. Here we go. So give me a quick sec to present that properly to you. Let me know if you can see this all right. Cool, thanks.
Okay. So we have a wonderful platea. Okay, so well done. And we'll see at the end how your, please.
Should we just quickly mention some of the key points here, Antonio?
Okay.
So it says, you know, meaning of their work, clarity on objectives, making a difference, entrepreneurship, transparency, ownership, recognition, freedom, autonomy, contribution, development, learning, connectedness, expression of self, proper work-life integration, emotional safety and stuff. So we bear that in mind, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So I can anticipate. Great job. At the end, we will see which are the result of a bigger survey with the millennials in order to see if we have covered more or less all the needs. And I will try to share again. Perfect. So now let's go quickly to see what is this employeneurship model. So it's a word that we have invented in 2000 in Netherlands, and our employees are called employeur, this union between employee and entrepreneur, and it's a unique model in the world, they can say, that permit us to approach the R&D consulting market in a very straight way. And is based on 5 pillars that we will details just in few minutes. So TMC is an international provider of R&D expertise able to deliver a project to our ambitious client. We focus in attract the brightest engineer of the market, giving them the best condition to stimulate their entrepreneurship willingness and their capacity to develop their competence. We address quite all the different life cycle of a project in a R&D field. What we believe is that it pays to invest in people, because our people that drive the technology. It means the needs, the invention, and whatever. And so we try to create the best condition to permit to our engineer to develop this new innovation. What we do, what we promise to our client, again, it's to offer them when they need, where they need, why they need the expertise and the project that will permit them to be at the edge of the market. What we promise to our employer, it's a unique business model that is a service for them, and we will see how we serve our employer to permit them to excel in their own career. Our organization is a really human-centered organization, very lean, no process. We don't aim process, we don't want process, and it's very lean. We have no HR, we have no marketing, we have no I don't know, safety and security, but we have a very flat organization with only 2 reports. There is HR, clearly, because it's mandatory. Then you have what we call the account manager or business manager, and then you have the employer. And our value, and we will see how we put them on the ground, are the transparency, autonomy, responsibility, and ownership. Ownership intends like for something that you have to take care of your health, and thanks to this, you take care about the health of the environment. Where do you live? Let's speak about the employeurship model. You can see the cell where we are able to work with this model that are competence cells that cover more or less all the market, that in Netherlands are company. So the first pillar of the entrepreneurship is a long-term employment, so the safety, the security to pay the rent or several expense in order that the people can concentrate on their job. So we give them the possibility to see different projects in different sectors, so to apply their competence in various sectors in order to make this cross-fertilization. And clearly, if they want to have experience abroad, it's possible to do it very quickly. So this is the first pillar. It's not a new thing for quite a lot of us, but it's something that creates a stable condition. And also because we need heritage to stay on the market. This second pillar is more disruptive. So it means that all our employees have their own profit and loss. Each month they receive their own profit and loss, and so they can see the value that they create for the company and in the mission that has been given to them, and they share a percentage of this margin in the payroll from 10% to 50% of the monthly margin. They can organize a personalized HR policy. It means extra day, it means part-time, it means supplementary pension payments, and the possibility to see how much the client pay for certain activity permit them also to understand which is the value that the market pay for certain professionality at that moment, and we'll see how we can use them. We organize in specialized expertise cell. We have seen just before all the cells that we are quite 21, and the cell is a community where they can share technology, they can have brainstorming meeting, impact session, and where they can find a real, they can find the people that speak the same language, electronics with electronics, mechanics with mechanics, and this stimulate a real sharing of the knowledge and also of the problematic they can have each day by day. Another word that we have invented, university, and this is another disruptive pillar. All our employees have their own professional external coach. We believe that working on the people is working on the professionist. And it's clear that we start from what we call our employeurship test. And together with the company, we decide on which aspect we have to work. For example, if my attitude is to work alone and not in team, or vice versa, work in team and not alone, but in this case, I have to run a project where I have to work alone, with the coach, I work with him in order to move my attitude from team worker to a lone worker, let's say. So it's not that you are worst or best depending on a certain level, but depends on the condition. And this is because the world around us move very quickly. And so we need to adapt ourselves to have the best performance on the market. Each employer has its own budget that for us is 4,000 € per year. And budget that can be spent for technical training and to participate in event, workshop around the world in order to be able to really understand where the technology is going, where will be the next step, and to be prepared to reach also that step. And it's not the HR that decide which is the best training for our employer. Are the employer they propose to the company, and together with the company, we check if these needs that they have on training, that could be only an aspiration, a dream to learn Japanese, I don't know, it's in line with the market that the company is addressing. So it's, again, it's decentralized, completely HR policy. all demanded to the responsibility of the employer. We have, with also clearly inside the university, you have the coaching that is mandatory for us, and the training and what we call the marketing events. So going 1 week in Barcelona at the Telecom World Congress is not seen as we are on holiday. No, you are there to understand where the communication are going. And clearly, we have also several events inside the company in order to share in a very quick and enjoyable meeting our knowledge and also the different news about technology. Last but not least, there is the Entrepreneur Lab. Entrepreneur Lab, it's a place, a company in Netherlands at the moment where we run what we call the turnkey activity. So it means that the project that the client permits us to be done in our premise with our tool, and we are under completely our responsibility. So in all the countries where we are present, today we are in 14 different countries around the world, we have the lab. Also here in Milan, we have our lab. And what we say to our employer, each of them that has a dream and so go at home after work to realize his idea, a service or a product in his garage or his canteen, can use the tool of the company after hours, during the weekend, to develop his idea. And when the prototype is ready, we can build together a business plan, bring them to the board of directors, and the director can say, okay, 2 million to develop your idea, Antonio, is fantastic, but how much you want to invest? Because we don't buy intellectual property, but we push entrepreneurship in our employee. We have not done tons of company. In 20 years have been 12. The last one you have seen, which is the entrepreneur that has realized the last startup that is called Site, and I will present Danny together with the result of our investigation of what the top talent needs. That is transparency, ownership, intellectual challenges, autonomy, flexibility, entrepreneurship, and lifetime employability versus lifetime employment. Danny is an entrepreneur that has taken 5 years to realize his startup. And in January, he has made the startup thanks to the funding of TMC. So this is the model that has been invented in Netherlands 20 years ago. This is a completely project-based organization with a complete demanded responsibility and autonomy to our employer. What we do is always find the best condition even to share knowledge and time with us, also after working time. It's nice to see that last year we have spent 30 kilo in pizza, because all the events that we organize finish with the pizza and beer. And we like to share everything in a more enjoyable place if possible. Where you can find us in Italy, it's I show you our presence on the social, where we usually have a different message regarding the employeurship and our storytelling of our employer and other initiative. So it's a reality. You are not hired because you are a medium employee that in medium time will make a medium career in our fantastic product company or service company, because this is the message that today the company sell to the market, to the recruiter market. So for us, there are unique people with their aspiration, their autonomy, their responsibility, the capacity to understand when it's possible to go on holiday leave. When someone asked me authorization for going on holiday, I told him that he doesn't understand anything. They have informed me that they go on holiday because they have planned the project together with the client to have no impact about his holiday. So this is the responsibility and the kind of people that we would like to have with us. And more, the millennials are people that like a lot intellectual challenging, so research and development, like a lot to be autonomous in their job, but knowing, and so they love the ownership, knowing that they live in a community and they have to take care about also the community. An element like the sustainability of a company should be taken into account when we speak about sustainability, not only for the environment, but for all the environment that usually we address each day. Thank you for your time, and I'm ready for your question. And please, all the questions are available. Last slide, it's the knowledge that we had also thanks to adequacy, where TMC it's indicated that's a real realization of such kind of organization. And I have to say that it's thanks to this kind of organization that during the COVID period, we have been the champion of the growing in Italy. We have been 22nd company on to 250,000 company in Italian. And so you can see different event or press news where all people speaks about a model, an organizational model that is unique, that responsibilize the people, that is very lean and permit to react very quickly at the market change. Again, thank you, and I'm ready for your question.
Thank you so much, Antonio, for the many takeaways, not just the data on the pizza. It was really fun listening to your thoughts on how the workplace culture can be shaped to attract, engage, and retain young talent, millennials. So yeah, I think Cynthia, you had raised your hand. Do you wanna start?
Thanks a lot, Antonio. Was very interesting and valuable. Your organization. I have some couple of questions on if I understood well. There is no HR function in your organization from the beginning. I mean, there is no and how do you handle all the HR topics? I mean, how do you handle? And the second question is, I really see the valuable approach and the difference that the people can make. That's very interesting, and this motivate a lot of people. I really understand this. What about the cons? What about to share what is not working or what could not work in this kind of organization? Okay. Thanks a lot.
So I need, but before answering you, I need to know which are for you the HR topic you are speaking about.
I mean, I'm HR, so of course you understand it. And I'm interested to understand what does it mean not to have an HR in the organization, like to drive the culture, the transformational change. What about not about the, let's say, traditional HR, like policies, administrative things that that's not very interesting, but I'm interested in how to leverage, how to really help the manager, the people, let's say the people in this case, to arrive to the best of their possibility.
Okay. Allora, it's not easy to answer in a short way, but I will try. So it's clear that we share a lot, which are the recruitment event, because we have a well-known name in quite all the universities nowadays after 5 years in Italy, and they speak about TMC. But this is done through the manager and the employer. So are the people that, if you want to subtract time to the project, to work on the global project of the company. And this is also permit them to be involved in a crucial process that for us is the employer branding activity and the recruitment process. We push a lot about that. It's clear that regarding the normal, let's say, HR structure where there is a change in the organization And so we have to make some cultural change, because before they were able to work in a certain way and now they have to work in another way. This is not part of our DNA, our problem. It's not what we visit, because for us, each project with each client, it's a new change. And often we are going to integrate the team of the client. So we go from startup to more traditional historical state client, let's say, and we have to adapt ourselves on that. So HR, having no HR, it means having no strict rules to live inside the company, or living according the ethical code of the company. We have an ethical code, we have a social marketing, a social ethical code too. It's our responsibility, but it's a distributed responsibility to check if everybody respect that, for example. It's something that it's easy having this kind of connection day by day to be eventually identified. And when we are approaching a new market, for example, where we have to position ourselves, it's more on, again, it's on the account manager and the employer that wants to assess this kind of market to find the right way to position. So it's more distributed, such kind of function are not localized in responsibility of the person, but it's like you have to consider us like we are a sort of freelancer that are not involved in the commercial part, but only in execution part. And first of all, we are always we know where are the trend technologies, so we are able to anticipate the technology. And this permits us to run the project that the client give us.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Antonio. Scusami, Cinzia, dobbiamo chiudere, credo.
Ok. L'ultima domanda, in un minuto? Last question?
Un minuto, sì.
Last minute, last question?
Un minuto, sì.
What is not working?
Okay, what is not working is the fact that the transparency. All the people are more involved in controlling the profit and loss than in run the profit and loss. But also because we are very complicated, because if you change the level, if you change the contract, if you change the location, if you change everything, we have not a fixed percentage for the labor cost, but it changes each time. And so perhaps our engineers are really engineers and they want to be sure that each euro is correct. And they always say, but really, you will show me the contract of the client. Really, you do that. So it's more to this fear. The people say, okay, it cannot be, where is the problem? Cannot be true. And so it takes a little bit of time to understand that there's nothing to hide, because our information that they know, they will know in a way or another. So it's better to share, to understand why the company have to make margin, because as well, we are not there, and how it is necessary to work together to maximize everything. That's all.
Grazie.
Grazie a voi. For each information do you need, I'm reachable. You have all my reference. I like a lot to speak about this subject, and also how it's possible to think to implement to a traditional company, because some companies are trying to do this. Thank you very much.
Grazie mille.
Thank you, Antonio.
So
thank you very much.
After a 5-minute or 4-minute break, let's please reconvene in spatial chat. We want to pull together all the open items, loose ends, everything that we've learned up to this point in the conversation. So we put the link of spatial chat in the chat room, and we will see you there at 5:25. Kindly be on time. If you want to enter the spatial chat from the website, then just go to the agenda and click on the spatial chat link from there. Was great, really great having you, Antonio. True pleasure working with you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks for all your ideas on
Thank
the
you.
partnership model. Ciao.
Thank you.
Ciao, grazie.
Thank you. Bye.